It's your boy D Rich back at it once again, and as you can see, I'm in a new secret, low-key location. I will say top-notch, but I do not have my. What's good? You hear the horns out there honking. I do not have any photos on the wall at the moment because I'm in the process of moving. So I paid somebody to do some new artwork for me because I wanted some dope shit done, some dope paintings. So I paid her for one, and she never got back with me, and it's been about 2 months, so basically she got over. But let's not talk about that. Before I get started today, I want you guys to hit the like button because you already know the video is going to be fire. I also want you to watch until the end and leave a comment because this video right here is something that I came up with the other day because I was thinking about how young and stupid I was and how I thought when I was younger in middle school, high school, and typically this is how it goes in life. You know, you get older and you think back to the way that you used to think and you say, damn, I really didn't know nothing, and I wish that I knew this when I was younger. And I'm not talking about thinking back, thinking about Facebook, coming up with Facebook or Snapchat. I'm not talking about schemes to get rich. I'm talking about real life values that I look back on and I say, damn, I wish I knew this when I was younger. And it all comes with time. We all get better with time. We think better with time. As long as you progress and become a better person in life, I feel like you can always look back and say, damn, I used to be this and think this way, but now I think this way. But some people never make that progression. Some people are 30 years old and still think the same way that they thought when they were 15 years old. And that's why a lot of them end up in jail for doing stupid shit. So let me give you guys just 5 things that I wish I knew when I was younger. Okay. One of the main things that I wish I knew when I was younger was how important drinking water is. Okay. When I was younger, I want to say never drank water because I was an athlete. So whenever I went to practice, I would drink water. Only when I was dog tired and sweating my ass off, I would drink water when the coaches would give us the bare minimum. But outside of that, I didn't usually drink water. I would go to the corner store, get some juice, pop, Gatorade. I was thinking Gatorade was the way to hydrate, which Gatorade is good when you need electrolytes and everything like that. But man, I did not know that water was so essential. And I remember my dad used to always tell me that us as human beings, we need the same thing that a plant needs. We need sunlight, we need food, and we need water. And most importantly, I think water is the most important thing that you can put into your body because I think it's the purest. And our body is made up mostly of water. And whenever you want to clean something out, the bathtub, trash can, whenever you want to clean anything, you use water to clean it out. So I feel like whenever I drink water, it flushes out the toxins that I put into my body. Okay, now let's be real. I'm 27 years old. I just turned 27 in June. I like to go out and I like to drink sometimes. I feel like water helps flush everything bad that I put into my system. I feel like it helps flush it out. All right, and I feel so much better now that I drink a gallon of water a day. Like 3 years ago was when I first started drinking gallons of water a day. And I can honestly say it changed my skin. It changed the way I feel, my energy, my metabolism. It just made me feel better overall. Now, I can definitely improve my diet. That's the one thing that I need to improve on. But one positive thing that I've learned is that drinking water is one of the most important things that you can do. I'm working on the diet part. I know that eating good is the key to life, but I feel like drinking water is something that I definitely wish I would have knew back then. And I know it's crazy for that to be the first one, but I wish I knew that when I was younger. The second thing that I wish I knew when I was like in middle school and high school was that you'll never get that time back. You'll never get it back. And being an adult is overrated. Okay, when you a kid, and you got your parents paying for stuff and you get to go out and they may have some rules that you might not like to abide by and you say, I can't wait to be grown. I'm telling you, dog, you do not want to be grown. And I know some of y'all might be in fucked up situations at home, where you say, man, I can't wait till I get grown, and you know, I can do this, I can do that. Life is rough. You know what I'm saying? Life is it can be a beast sometimes. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I look back to when I was a kid and I say those were the best and the most purest times in my life. Going to middle school, high school, getting to be around my friends all the time, going outside. I remember I could go outside and I could walk down the street and all my friends would be at home. I could go knock on their door. Boom, what's good? We outside on the corner, chilling, talking. We go to the basketball court. We'll go work out. We'll just do a plethora of things. We'll watch the basketball game, football game, but as you get older, those things fade away because real life happens. People have kids, people work 2-3 jobs, people just trying to survive out here. So when you're in high school, middle school, soak that time in because I promise you, time waits on no man, and before you know it, you'll be 25 years old, 26, you might have a kid. Me, I'm fortunate enough that I don't have a kid by choice. And no, I'm not knocking anybody that has kids, but they take up a lot of your time. And I don't know. I can't do that right now. But when you get older, real life situations happen. And you can't always do the things that you could do when you were younger. So soak that time in, man. I'm telling you, because you'll never get that time back. And eventually one day, when you're hanging out with your friends on the corner or at their house on the porch, that'll be the last time that y'all ever hang out again. As crazy as that sound, it's gonna be one day when you hanging out with your friends. That's gonna be the last time that y'all will ever get to hang out in that capacity again, because real life kicks in. Another thing that I wish I knew when I was younger, and this goes out to all the young fellas out there who chase and tell. When you were in middle school, I would say high school is when people really started to have sex and really have intercourse with girls and everything like that. Let's just be real. Some people was doing it in the 8th grade, but for the majority, they didn't start until they got to high school. And when you in high school, middle school, you kind of chase and tell. You know, you chasing the girls. You know, girls like the hood dudes, girls like the coolest guys and stuff like that. And you may be worried about it, and you like, damn, you know, why is she not messing with me? I wish that back then I knew that half the girls that were the most popular in school were going to grow up and not be shit. You know what I mean? For real. I'm so glad that some girls that I went to middle school with and high school with, I'm so glad that they didn't give me no ass. Because I look at them now and I say, man, sheesh, imagine slipping up with that. You know, that would be crazy. And I think that this goes, if you're a lady and you watching this, same thing goes for guys. There's probably some guys that you want to like you and they gonna get older and they not gonna be shit either. And that's no disrespect. I wish the best for everybody. But some people that you so worried about getting approval from or dating, I'm telling you, man, give it time. Tables turn. I swear to you not, man. Just keep doing you. Keep chasing your purpose. If you hoop. If you want to get a scholarship to school, hit those books. Focus on yourself, because I'm telling you, 10 years from when you got out of school, maybe even 5, you're going to look back and say, damn, what the hell was I thinking liking her or him? Okay, because half the things that you worry about now don't matter. It does not matter. And I'm going to get to that soon. Another thing that, this is the 4th one, that I wish I knew when I was younger, is that reading is really an essential to life. Just about 3 to 4 years ago, I started reading. I remember the first book I read from cover to the back was the Mike Tyson book. And then I read the Malcolm X book. And then after that, I just started to look on Amazon and Google Books and just buy books and tap into them. Some I finished, some I didn't, because I read them and they got pretty boring towards the middle, so I stopped reading them. But a few books caught my attention and I learned so much, and I was soaking everything in. And I wish I knew that when I was younger, that reading is important, man. You know, I know they got a saying that if you want to hide something from somebody, put it in a book. And I find that to be pretty true, because I'm reading now, when I'm learning a lot of things that I just didn't know. I was blind to, and I think that one of the best things that we can do for ourselves is invest in ourselves, and not just money wise, but just reading. Like I'm telling you, man, pick up a book. Right now, I'm reading the book by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Letter to a Young Black Man. Letter to the Young Black Man. And that book is teaching me new things that, I was blind to. And it's waking me up to a new way of life. It's waking me up to the way that the world is. I'm reading a book called Digital Minimalism because I feel like social media has become such a big part of my life that I'm trying to figure out how to balance the two. Real life, social media. You got to have the balance because especially with me doing D-Rich TV, I got to know how to separate the two because I need social media, obviously, because that's how I interact. I post videos on YouTube, Instagram, and everything like that. So I'm just figuring out how to, balance the two. But for anybody out there that's in high school, middle school, I'm telling you, man, pick up a book. Everything that you want to know is in a book. Sometimes I have to force myself to read because it's not really something that I necessarily want to do, but I know I need to do it because it teaches me so much. And there's so many books in this world that man, you can tap into and it can open up something new in your head. I'm telling you. Another thing that I wish I knew, and this goes back to when I was talking about number 3, and I said it doesn't matter. Half the shit that we worry about does not matter. And I'm still figuring it out. But back in middle school, high school, you worried about shoes, clothes, you worried about all this stuff that really doesn't amount to anything. And I'm 27 and I'm just now realizing that a lot of stuff I used to worry about at 25, 26, the shit just doesn't matter. I remember I used to always want the newest cell phone. Whenever a cell phone come out, I had to get it. That shit don't matter. Half the things that you worry about does not matter. Okay? And another thing that I wish I knew when I was younger, I know I'm pretty much all over the place right now. This is off the top of the head. I don't have any notes. Another thing that I wish I knew when I was younger is that everybody comes from different situations. Everybody comes from different situations. Like, I work in a school, right? And I see so many different kids that come from so many different households. Everybody has their own situation. So in high school or middle school, when somebody's talking about somebody's shoes, you don't know what their parents going through. You don't know what's going on at home. They might have 5 or 6 siblings. They get one pair of shoes a year, if that. Everybody comes from different home circumstances. All right, so when you in high school and middle school, don't be a bully. If you see somebody getting picked on, if you see somebody that's walking down the hallway and they don't have too many friends, why don't you be the one to walk up to them and say, hey, what's up, man? My name is Josh, man. You good? Just check in on them, because I'm telling you, that person may grow up and be somebody that you need to stay in contact with. You never know what they may turn into or who they may become. I mean, you don't want to make friends or socialize with someone just because you want to use them for future references or whatever, because I feel like that's shitty, even though people still do it. But you just want to know within that you are doing the right thing by talking to somebody who may be a loner. Like for me, in high school, was a dude named Charles. And I remember Charles was kind of a loner. But every time I saw Charles, I said something to him. I said, what's good, bro? And he was this smile. He never said nothing. He was quiet. He'll come to school. He didn't really dress the best or whatever. But I will always make sure that I said something to Charles. Always. Okay? And the way that school is set up now, and these people going in schools, doing school shootings, you better say something to the person that's not saying much. Because you never know what they're going through. And you never know if they're going to come to school one day and do some shit that's gonna hurt everybody. But if you that one person that used to say something to them, they may spare your life and they may warn you about the shit. I'm just keeping it real. So if it's somebody in school that's getting picked on and stuff like that, be the person to step up and lend a helping hand. All right. So I know I was a little bit everywhere on this topic. I may do a part 2, but these are just some things that I wish I knew when I was younger. Just to go back over them. Drinking water is essential. Time waits on no man. Being young is the best time of your life. Being in middle school, high school, hanging around your friends every day, that's going to be the best time of your life. I'm telling you. The girls that you sweating right now, most of them 5 to 10 years from now ain't going to be shit. Just focus on yourself. If you hoop. If you want to go to college, hit those books and become the best you that you can be, and everything will fall in place. Number 4, reading is essential. You learn so much from reading. Pick up a book. Even if you read 5 pages a day, don't read what they give you in school. Obviously you got to read what they give you in school, but don't just read what they give you in school. Get a book that you want to tap into on a personal level, and it'll open up your mind, and you'll love reading. Number 5, half the shit that you worry about does not matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. All right, so this is D Rich, man. I'm back at it, man. I just wanted to do this video. It may not be the best video. It may not be the one that you share, but I feel like it's real. So hit the like button, comment, anything that you want me to talk about, leave a comment. Like I said, I'm in the process of moving. The D Rich TV camp went well. Thank you for everybody who came out. This is the D Rich TV channel, man. Subscribe. I'm out of here. I'll be back next week.